Ollie Cantos here, and I wanted to talk with you today about quitting. That's right, quitting. How often have any of you been in a situation where you just felt like you've just had enough is enough is enough? How many of you have ever thought, you know what, I've done everything that I could, I just can't handle it anymore. It's just too much with all these obstacles and all the things that have been happening, all the ways that I've been trying and trying, I should just quit. How frequently have you felt that? You might even be feeling that right now, where you think to yourself, I want to quit. So I'm here to tell you, please, just quit. And you're thinking, what? You're telling me to quit? Yeah, I'm telling you to quit. But I'm telling you to quit in a different way. I'm telling you to quit with any thoughts of thinking that you're not going to be able to succeed. Whenever you think that you have just doubts and you wonder about your own ability, quit. Quit thinking about those things. Focus on other things in your life by looking at what you're grateful for and looking at all of the reasons why you are to succeed. Quit asking yourselves, why isn't this working? Or why are these awful things happening to me? Or why is it that I feel like everybody else has the lucky breaks and I'm the one who's always left having trouble? Quit feeling like a victim. Quit feeling as if somehow other people have it easier than you and it's just you that has all of this difficulty. And most of all, quit thinking that success is just for other people and not for yourselves. Whenever you think about your lives and you think about all of the things that you have to go through, it's absolutely undoubtable that you may have struggles that you're going through. That's the reality for all of us. But the difference between those who are truly successful and in terms of attaining their own goals and those for whom the attainment of those goals is just a distant dream on the horizon that never ends up coming to pass. The difference between those two groups is one set of folks ends up finding a way to make the best out of their circumstances, and the other ends up blaming their circumstances and saying that they just can't succeed at something. I have news for you, everybody. If you have been having struggles, if you have had your doubts of your ability to succeed, join the club. We all have. And that's why, especially under circumstances such as those, we have got to quit with thinking about the things that pull us down. Ultimately, we cannot control what happens to us in the terms of the things that take place in life, things that are out of our control. We just can't. We would love to, but we just can't. But the one thing that we can do is control our reaction to those things. How many times, especially those of you who are in online business or who build a traditional business or who build a network marketing business, whatever business you might happen to have, how many of you heard that before? Well, you know what? We've all heard that before, right? We all have. But the key is that the difference between just having heard it before and actually internalizing its truth is that every day there are people succeeding. Every day people have multi-level marketing businesses where people are joining in droves. And at the same time, every day there are people who try at business and who try and they're just not making any progress and they're not getting the results. Why do you think we always say results vary? Results vary because you're the X factor. I'm the X factor. Nobody can tell me how much I can succeed or how much I'll fail. Nobody can tell you the extent to which you'll succeed or the extent to which you'll fail. That is literally up to you. You've just got to keep going. And it doesn't mean that you continue to do the exact same things. It might mean that you might have to change your approach. It might mean that there might be some skills that you might have to learn. It might mean that you might need to outsource some things in order to fast track your progress by hiring done whatever skill it is that you find to be your weaknesses. And by the way, when you see that you have weaknesses, look at that constructively. Not to say that the weaknesses are the reason why you're not going to make it, but to do an honest analysis of yourselves and understanding that whatever weaknesses you have, and we all have weaknesses, those are areas to be bolstered up with the foundation for success that we're building. So if we know that we're not successful at something, then we need to find a way either to dedicate the time and skill to bolster those areas so that way they're not weaknesses for ourselves anymore, or we need to outsource it and we need to hire it and get it done. That's just the way of thinking like an entrepreneur. That's just simply how it has to work. It has to work that way, because if we don't operate that way, then we're going to allow circumstances to dictate the extent to which we're really going to be successful in life. And how fair is that to our families and to those we love, for us to allow negative thinking to rob us and our loved ones of the kind of prosperity that we richly and rightfully deserve? Let's just put it right out there, everybody. You deserve to be successful. If you've had difficulties in the past, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be successful. You've got to understand that you deserve to be successful. If you think that you don't deserve to be successful, quit. Quit thinking about things that way. Because you do deserve to be successful. You absolutely do. And when you realize that, not from a state of being arrogant, but rather from a state of mind of thinking that the world is full of such amazing abundance, that there's more than enough wealth to go around for those who see the opportunities every day to do better and to succeed. There are more than enough resources to go around. It's not like there's a limited pie, and if you have wealth, that it necessarily means that you're messing up somebody's life to take from them, or to somehow be unethical, or somehow to cheat them out of money that they otherwise would have had. That's not what real wealth is. Make friends with success. Make friends with the concept that you deserve whatever you want out of life. We're not meant to be sad in life. We're not meant to struggle forever. We're meant to be happy. But happiness is a state of mind. And if ever you think that it's not, if you think, well, you know what, I will be happy someday when I achieve this goal, whatever the goal is, this financial goal, then I'll be happy, then that whole mindset is not nearly as productive. I just dropped my cane down the entire escalator. Hold on a second here. I'm going to have to go grab this. But this is literally happening as I'm recording this. This is what glitches can take place. Let me see if I can find it. Got it. That is not what was supposed to happen. But you know what? How frequently in life do we have things happen that weren't supposed to happen? Literally, just you didn't notice what happened just now. But what happened was, as I was going down the escalator, the cane that I use to guide myself down the escalator, I let it go by. It just slipped out of my hand, and then what ended up happening was it literally slid down the rest of the escalator. So that wasn't exactly what I intended, but I made the best of it. That is, although I didn't do that on purpose, it's still good to illustrate a point that when things happen to us, we have to have the mindset of understanding that we are going to make the best of those of whatever expected or unexpected circumstances come our way. So whenever you think things, and whenever there are negative ways of negative mindsets that creep into your head, I'm not kidding when telling you, just quit. Quit with those. Quit with allowing yourselves those thoughts to take over. Literally, just stop. And so, of course, the next question is, well, gosh, I don't know how to just stop what I'm thinking. I can't control how I feel. Well, actually, you can. And the way you do it is through a technique called physiology. And what you do is you imagine yourselves in a state of wealth and well-being, and you imagine yourselves in the best possible way, and then you act the way that you imagine that you would be had things been going your way all along. In other words, it's not fake it till you make it, but what it is it changes your literal physiology where there's literally a specific approach where if you make sure to focus on all of the good things in life and you make that and you do that more as a matter of habit, then that's how you're going to be able to get yourself out of that negative state. So in other words, as Tony Robbins says, change your state. And the way that you change your state is you imagine how you would be if you were the most positive and the most wealthy and the most productive, and you literally walk, talk, act, feel that way by those literal actions. And the way that you bolster that is by changing in your minds what you focus on. And what you focus on is the list of all of the things that make your life rich with all the blessings you have. Who are the people that you love and who loves you? What are the things that you have in life that other people can only dream of having? Even the basics, hot and cold running water, a roof over your head, a bed to sleep in, all of the stuff that you may even take for granted. Just imagine all of the wonderful things that enrich your lives. And then when you do, then imagine that you, as a state of mind, have abundance right now. And that whatever happens in your life, you not only find a way to conquer those things, but those circumstances and those things that may happen to you that are negative don't have to determine your ultimate outcome. Especially if you decide you're not going to let those things determine your outcome. And why should you? I mean, really, whenever you want to just quit with anything that's worthwhile, whether it's a business that you run, or whether it's any kind of endeavor that's part of your life that's important to you, then think about what do you have to gain by thinking negatively, and what do you have to gain? And what do you have to gain by being in a situation where you end up having like a victim type of way of thinking? And the fact is that when we think negatively, we don't have anything to gain. We just have everything to lose, right? And so it's not merely a matter of thinking positive, because gosh knows a lot of things happen in the day, but rather it's a matter of when things happen to us that are out of our control, that we understand that when we fill our lives with positive, with thoughts as to why we feel so blessed, then when there are negative occurrences in our lives, they're drowned out by the positive stuff. It's literally a matter of input. If it's sort of like that whole thing, garbage in, garbage out. If we think negatively all the time, then we tend to get negative results, and it just reinforces like self-fulfilling prophecy. But instead, if we make it a point to fill our lives with the richness of abundance, and knowing that we have abundance right now, and looking for the kind of people who we want to be like and want to emulate, and then we follow the approaches that we see in those people, where we also seek the advice of people who are successful, etc. Then whenever any difficulties come up, then we're fine, because we ultimately know that we're entrepreneurs, and as being entrepreneurial, we're not going to just allow some mere obstacle to take over and to derail us from whatever we're working hard to achieve in our lives. We're just not, because we're entrepreneurs. You're entrepreneurs, and so am I. And so that's what we have to keep in mind. We are all entrepreneurial, and when you think like an entrepreneur, as someone who has self-made wealth, then I'm going to have to change the angle of this because this is a crowded train. But whenever you think entrepreneurial, then that's really how ultimately you succeed. So here are my action assignments for you for today. The first thing I want you to do is when thinking, just make the decision that whenever you end up putting yourself in that state of mind, like, why is this happening to me, or how can this be taking place, or I just want to give up, or whatever it happens to be, then quit. And remember, what I mean by quit is quit thinking those things and replace them with affirmations that are more positive, but back it up with emotion. Don't just go through the rote experience of just saying, oh yeah, I'm better, I'm positive. You have to have emotion behind it, because if you don't, then it won't work. So you have to have the right attitude along with it. My second action assignment for you today is to look at these patterns that you may have had that may have disempowered you in the past, and do pattern interrupts where you change your reaction to things literally that moment. And instead of letting yourself go down a path of just say, oh gosh, I can't believe this is happening to me, all that stuff, literally make the decision that you're just not going to entertain those thoughts anymore. And then that includes the words that you say. Remove words from your vocabulary that where you feel feelings of not being empowered. Just remove all of that out of your mind, because it's just not in your best interest. And the third action assignment is click on the link below. I really want you to be involved with us with the business that we run, and I want you to get more information about us. And the reason why that's important, if for no other reason, it's even the amazing power of association, for you to understand that there's just so much that you have available to you that is just right available to you. So click on the link below, make sure to get involved, and take action right now. Don't leave this video, and just start taking action, and do it right now. Don't leave this page and say, oh, that was interesting. But really click on the link below, provide your best email address so I can stay in touch with you. That's it. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be getting some other information that will be able to help you with whatever business you're already involved with. I'm not telling you to leave whatever business you're involved with, and I'm not going to cut down other businesses. I'm here to tell you that through working with us, you can expand your ability to build the business you're already in. I'm not going to cut down anything else, because again, that is a lack of abundance mentality. I'm not going to do it. It's not the way I operate. It's not the way we operate. I'm not going to tell you not to be part of other stuff. Matter of fact, whatever else you're involved with business-wise, do it, and do it well, and let us help you do those businesses better so you make more money off of those businesses, and then on top of that, you make money with us. Okay, so click on the link below, take action below, and thank you for watching this installment of the Visionary series, and thank you for putting up with my with these weird angles and stuff. But I just wanted to share all these thoughts with you, and thank you for sticking with me. And also, whenever you're online, go to YouTube and go to the Ollie Cantos Visionary Series, OLLIE-CAN as in Nancy, T as in Tom, OS. Ollie Cantos Visionary Series. You'll find other installments that hopefully should have other tidbits of information that can be of use to you, because I really want to add real value to your lives, whether I know you or not. And it's just because I just feel so blessed to be able to just share whatever I can think of, because we all have things to share with each other. So you take good care, everybody. Best wishes to you. Thanks for watching. Make sure to click on the link below, and we will go from there. And you make this the best day ever.